How much snow did we end up with? A little bit, certainly in northwest Arkansas. Kind of depends on where you're at. These are some preliminary numbers. This has changed since meteorologist Stephen Elmore showed you this map earlier in the noon newscast. We got some more reports in. Weather Service got some reports in. This is kind of what we're looking at. Of course, it varies from even within a town, from one side to the next. Where we really missed is going to be the River Valley. Things were a struggle there. Those temperatures just held right on to that freezing mark and didn't drop below until that last burst of snow moved into the area. A lot of folks picking up around an inch in the River Valley. We did squeak out a couple of reports of 2 inches there. 4 to 6 though from a good chunk of Washington and Madison. 6 to 8 across parts of Benton, Carroll, even in parts of northern Washington County there. I want to show you live Doppler radar. This is going to be over the last few minutes. There have been a few flurries trying to mix in Benton County as this storm system tries to get its act and move on out of the area. Not enough moisture to really work with. Air's pretty dry out there, so there's a good bet that radar is seeing these at the cloud level, but they're not actually making it to the ground before they actually evaporate. The big story here is those northerly winds. We've got a cold Arctic high pressure system that's really just pumping in that bitter cold air. You can see exactly where it's coming from. The coldest air of the season arrives overnight tonight. So if you thought this morning was cold, just wait for what you wake up to tomorrow morning. Now, these are actual air temperatures. We're talking pipe bursting cold. If your pipes are unprotected, they're going to burst. There's no question about it. You need to be dripping those faucets probably now, very well continuing into the weekend, more than likely. 3 below zero, the actual air temperature across most of northwest Arkansas, -1 Huntsville. And the River Valley will stay on the positive side of that thermometer, but only by a few degrees. Now let's factor in those winds. That's where we have some human danger added to this. As low as -20. Now these numbers are falling a bit short of that, but I'll tell you, I just know these hills and these valleys, and we're going to get a -20 reading somewhere out there. Personally, I'm not sure I could even feel the difference between 14 below and 20 below, but that's the situation we're looking at across northwest Arkansas. In the River Valley, as low as 10 below zero. That's what it's going to feel like out there tomorrow morning. Some schools are going back to class. Bundle those kids up. Lots of layers and protect as much skin as possible. Frostbite becomes a bit of a concern. A lot of blue on that map. Everybody in the 5 News viewing area and beyond in a cold weather warning through noon tomorrow. 7-day forecast shows some positive movement in that temperature gauge. 42 by Saturday, 50s by Sunday. And look at that. We'll actually find ourselves back in the low to mid 60s for a couple of days next week. Let's keep that weather impact alert in effect through tomorrow on account of those temperatures. We're talking some really, really cold air. Next best chance of rain looks to be about Wednesday of next week. Looks like there could be a system move on into the area. Right now, those chances staying somewhat low. More sunshine tomorrow. That's going to help. Here's the thing, that sunshine can only do so much when we're looking at temperatures like that. I think we're going to see some real improvement on those secondary and side streets, probably by Friday, going into the weekend for sure. I took a little bit of grief from a hillbilly saying of mine. It was slicker than snot. Whatever. Here's the thing. I'll say something different.
Oh no,
once
it is.
Once that refreezes tonight, you're going to have better luck getting traction on a buttered biscuit than you are going to be out there.
I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we need a new one now. I like that as the
And
weather
then
changes.
70 on Tuesday.